out there, YouTube. What's going on, everyone? It is D-Dun, the average gaming dad. Still getting used to saying that, but I do like it. I do like it. And disaster has struck. So at the beginning of last episode, I started off by talking about how we're fighting for first place. And, unless disaster strikes, we're pretty much assured at least a wild card spot in the playoffs. And then we had a terrible month of August, or at least a terrible month by our standards. If we take a look here, these are just you can't go on 3 and 4 game losing streaks, and we have multiple. Lose 3 games in a row here, lose 3 games here, lose 2 games here, lose 5 games in a row here. Like, that's just not how you're going to be successful. I mean, that goes without saying. If you lose a lot, you're not going to be successful, right? But to make matters, worse, we're not even losing to like great teams. I guess on the bright side, like we sweep the Dodgers, we win 2 out of 3 against Houston, we sweep Texas, like I guess the Rangers because I just said Houston, we sweep the Rangers, but then we get swept by the Angels. I don't know. Is it because we're in a competitive division? I don't know, but we're on the outside looking in of the playoff picture here. Like I said, now, where were we? Wild card, a game and a half out of the wild card. We're now 3rd or 4th in the division. It's less than ideal, to say the least. So this is it. We have September baseball. We'll do our September call-ups, figure out what teams or what players we're going to bring up, and see how we do. September baseball, right? So who we got? The Marlins are a good team. They gave us fits in the last episode when we played them. The score would not indicate how close that game actually was. The Cubbies are looking good. They're over 500. Yankees, of course, are always a powerhouse. Houston is good. The Rockies are terrible, thank goodness. But we have, outside of Colorado and Seattle, who we actually faced twice, these are not going to be easy matchups, and I am not particularly excited, and I'm a little worried, to be straightforward with you all. I'm a little worried that after winning the World Series, we will have another instance where we don't even make the playoffs. That happened before. We won the World Series, we missed the playoffs. Then we won the World Series the next year, and then we lost in the wild card. And then last year, winning the World Series, and now this year, facing possibly not getting into the playoffs. And we have a good team. Obviously, number 1 in pitching, 2nd power contact, 2nd overall rank, But that's a long way of saying we have got to win a lot of games against a lot of really good teams. So we'll sim one day, and we will make our adjustments to the roster. Of course, we should probably start by looking at where we need help. And I think pitching is an area where if we can find, we can bring up maybe 1, maybe 2 more quality starters. Our bullpen is an okay spot. We have a couple guys in here with a 4+ ERA, which is not great. But it's not terrible. And then most of the rest of the bullpen has around a 3 to 4, and Winkler, being an absolute stud, has less than a 2.5 ERA. But our starting rotation is okay, probably better than most teams in the league. But we have multiple guys at least at a 4 ERA, and the rest are hovering close to that. I imagine that's probably where a lot of our distress is coming from, especially if we look at the whip, 1.4, 1.33, 1.36. Like, that's hits and walks consistently. And obviously, that's not going to get you far. So I think we look to bring up 1, maybe 2 starters, and then possibly some bench bat, like maybe one bench bat as well. So let's go to our starters. We do have Andreas Gillian, which is very interesting because he has yet to play in the majors. He is one of the top ranked prospects in all of baseball, and he is from my home state of Missouri, so there's that. But I, for some reason, I'm just not sure I'm ready to pull the trigger. Obviously, his stats are good, but do we think that these are going to translate to the MLB level, especially in the upcoming months where we're facing off against a lot of really talented ball clubs? Maybe. I mean, he's 26, but I don't know if it helps to bring him up and then have him get his ass whooped. On the flip side, we brought up Mario Orozco last year. He pitched 175 innings, had a sub-4 ERA, and was a solid addition. This year, however, just could not get back on track, so he's back down at the minors and back to improving, which is obviously great. Thomas Crespo is another high-rated draft pick. Antonio Padilla as well. Crespo has really good stats down at AAA. A 1.18 whip is very low. ERA just above 3. He doesn't walk a lot of batters. He's very similar to Stewart Orr, except for he probably gives up a lot more hits. But I think it's time. We are going to bring up our top 10 rated prospect, Andreas Gillian, to the MLB level, and he is going to get his shot. So there's one starting pitcher. Maybe we bring in another reliever. Kyle Brown hasn't been good, which is really disappointing because he was good. Never mind, he was not good his first year. Alvaro Mata is looking fabtabulous. It's kind of shocking to me that he has such a high whip to ERA. It's got to be hits. Yeah, I don't feel super confident in bringing up any other relievers. So Orozco's already been up at the MLB level. We know that he can perform. So we will go ahead and move him back up. That means we need to elevate a couple AA pitchers to AAA. It looks like Arthur McLean's doing well for some unknown reason, I guess. All right, so we'll give the nod to McLean. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's enough there. Just bring up one. The rest will stay at AA. Okay. And then we need to find a bench bat. I don't really honestly know who that is. Well, I know there's some options in the outfield. We could look to give Martin Meza a shot. He finally had a breakout year, +7 to contact right, +6 to contact left is huge. He finally got his contact. It's tough to see that power to lefties go down by 7, but at least he can actually hit for some sort of average. He would provide a lot of speed, and he would provide some very good defense. But that's a big jump to go from AA to majors. Whereas someone like Mike Estrada, who is terrible at defense, or he's terrible defensively, but can hit the ball. And I think that's probably the route we're going to go. Out and right, I don't think we have anyone here. So this is what we'll do. We're going to bring up Mike Estrada. He's hit over 300 or around 300 the last 2 or 3 years down in AA and AAA. So we'll move him to the major league level, and then we will give Meza the nod to AAA. Actually, let's not. Let's not. We'll move Randall McLeod up to AAA, and we will bring up Armando Quevedo to AA. All right, so now, of course, we have to adjust our lineups and figure out what we're going to do here. I'm fine leaving Andreas Gillian in a long relief role. I'm not sure he's ready to just come up and start, but maybe, actually, you know what? We're not going to know how he's going to do in a starting role until we put him in a starting role, right? So we're going to switch him with Anthony Matsui. Yeah, that's fine. And we will see what he can do in his first start. So we do lose a lefty, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, the rest of the bullpen looks good. Down AAA, of course, we need to move over some people so that they have a full lineup. Anyone down here have decent stamina? Alvaro Mata does. Get him to take some innings, even though he's a good setup man. Steven Cruz looks like he is just fine to be a setup man as well. And he's going to take over for Sean Newcomb, who is, it's not the kind of stats you want to see as a closer. And AA will just have to run the rest of the season with a 4-man rotation, which is fine. And then our lineups, again, we just bring up Estrada as a bench bat. Maybe he's a pinch runner in some situations because we do lack speed. And so we just kind of have to replace the lineups in the AAA. I think Randall McLeod has terrible defense, so he can easily step in and fill the DH role. Okay, and then a AA. Oh, this is the no DH lineup. I was so confused why Meza wasn't in there to begin with. What are we missing here? Oh, a DH, right? Okay. Who wants to DH? Well, we have limited options, so I guess it's going to be Quevedo. Not the best leadoff man, but it'll be good to see him get some at-bats. Okay, so lineups, pitching rotations are all fixed. And now we have to play some games. Of course, we follow the same rules as we do every episode. And that is going to be one out of division game, one in division game. And I think I want to play the Cubbies. But I also want to make a start with our brand new pitcher. Or at least see him in action. So he's going to get his opening start here against Miami. But we just played them. Right? Yes. Yeah, we played this game down here. Right. Okay. So he'll get his first start there, and then I guess his next start would then be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 would be against the New York Yankees. Tough lineup. So we'll play the Yankees, and then, I mean, the Rangers are number one. They're turned into our arch nemesis. It used to be, at the beginning of the series, it used to be Houston. But now it is going to be the Rangers, and we are not off to a good start at all. we do win the series versus Miami, win 2 out of 3, and only managed to win 1 against the Cubs. But we will get to see the rookie. Let's check out his stat line. On his opening day, he went 6 innings, allowed 8 hits, 3 earned runs, and 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. Okay. And it looks like those 3 runs came in the 6th. So he was probably fatigued and, going through probably the third rotation, third round in the rotation. But we are going to see what we can do here. We'll be playing in New York, and we have some tired ball players. My goodness gracious. All right, let's make some adjustments. We will move DV to short. We'll bring in Curtis Mead at third. Let's go ahead and get Ryan Noda in for Seth Brown. And that's fine. We'll switch Geloff and Noda, put Geloff in the 5 spot. And the rest is good. All right, let's hop in and see how we do. Brandon Schutz asking, good afternoon, how are you? I am very good, Brandon. How are you today? I appreciate you stopping by the stream. Hope you're having a good day. Had work, went to the gym, and then now it is time to play a couple games of MLB The Show. I'm trying to get these A's into the playoffs, but it's not looking great. But we are going to see Andreas Gillian for the first time.
The left fielder, Alex Verdugo.
A top 10 MLB prospect. Oh. That is third changeup in a row. Finally gets us. Verdugo pulls this one. Fielded by the second baseman. And there is out number 1. Astros and Reds are playing tomorrow night. Nice. Who's your team, Brandon? Dang. So, incredibly unproductive first inning for us at the plate. Just constant changeup. The Astros, oh no. Oh no.
Leading off for the Yankees.
I am personally an athletics fan myself. I got drawn in when I met my wife. Wasn't even really honestly much of a baseball fan at that point. She's a huge A's fan and got me sucked into the not only A's baseball but the game. But okay.
That's a ball.
Geloff to Vaughn to Noda. We get the double play. Okay.
Austin. Well.
But the Astros face 13 tries. I don't know what that means. Can you elaborate on that? They faced 13 tries. Gillian so far pitching pretty well. Obviously allowed that leadoff single, but you get the double play after that. And now in a full count versus the mighty Aaron Judge. I don't think we can give him much of anything, but we're going to try and dot this one in the upper part of the zone. Okay. Let's try and spin it to win it with this slide piece. Judge over the top. Geloff can't get to it, so that's another single. Okay. I mean, to be fair, Gillian, only a second game in the majors facing off against this lineup is kind of disgusting. What in... What? Oh, that was not Aaron Judge. I read that name wrong. It was Austin Wells. I just saw the A and thought it was Aaron Judge. That was just Austin Wells. I might have challenged him in that spot. And a quick 3-0 to Judge.
That's ball 4. Take your base.
So Gillian, not much control here. He's missing by quite a bit. I haven't played 24. When it came out, I just wasn't in a position to make that purchase. And so I'm using a MLB The Show 24 roster, but on The Show 23. As we miss with the slider, Oscar Gonzalez hits that one out on the right, and we're quickly down by 2 runs. Not an ideal start for the rookie here. How is 24 compared to 23?
1-1. Ball. Ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. That's ball 4.
I mean, there's really not much I can do. He's just missing by 6 inches. And when he does get in the zone, it's getting hit pretty hard. So the rookie might not get very far into this game. I won the 24 on the game system. I play on PS5. I think that's what you're asking there. You're asking what system I play on.
Ball 1.
I play on PS5. All right, so we finally get the strikeout. It gets us the 3rd out of the inning, but not a great one. Not a great one.
Leading off for the A's,
That's why I was worried about bringing up the rookie.
Jordan Walker.
Finally get a fastball right down the middle.
That's outside.
But pretty much every other pitch that we saw in the first 3 at-bats were all changeups.
1 ball.
How do we miss? We're too early? Okay.
2 balls, 2 strikes. You got a full count.
My God.
Batting fifth,
I thought that was a slider.
Zach Geloff.
All 1's the count.
course.
Oh,
This is like the craziest pitch mix. Changeup, curveball, slider, sinker.
1-0. Two balls, no strike.
Oh, and then we fly out. Tough inning there. Very quick 1-2-3. Cabrera is proving to be very, very difficult to hit. See if we can get Gillian back on track here.
Aye.
34 pitches in the first inning is not a good way to start.
He's out.
He does have pretty good stamina, but if he's going to continue in this game, we're just going to have to pound the zone. And that's probably going to lead to a lot of hits, but he does not have the control right now to, you know, just try and dot pitches in the corner.
Hey.
It reminds me of when Mason Miller was first starting here for us
0-2
in the
count.
franchise. You just kind of had to throw it kind of down the middle and hope for the best. That's kind of what we're seeing here with Gillian. But that is a quick inning for the Yankees. They put good wood on the baseball. But unable to capitalize with any hits. Edward Cabrera has been absolutely filthy so far. And we can't barrel anything or make contact with most things. I mean, even that good timing, we're just barely under it, and it's just a pop-up. Beavers gets into this one, though. Should be a double. Oh. Is he going to try for third? Please don't.
Batting.
All right, so Beavers hold at third,
Curtis.
and we really needed that one. Little curveball that didn't sink quite low enough. We shoot that one out to left. And then Meade, a slider right down the middle. I mean, okay. Never mind. Cabrera is easy to hit.
Now
We're
batting,
fine.
Left fielder, Alex Verdugo.
Never mind. First two innings were a fluke. Cabrera's easy. He's a bum. We're up 3-2. My God, those first two innings, I thought we were going to get shut out or something. But Verdugo gives us a monster shot out into right. And we quickly make up the ground lost.
That's out.
Of course, not the hardest thing to do to hit a homer out into right at Yankee Stadium. Or I guess maybe it's called Download Ballpark. I'm seeing a sign up there. I'm not sure. Or no, Ballpark is an app? I don't know. We're just going to call it Yankee Stadium.
Now batting,
All right, so DV flies out,
Jordan.
fighting off a changeup.
Ball 1, no strike.
First go around, Jordan beat a changeup into the ground, but this one is very high and deep out on the left, off the very tippy top of the wall. Maybe a foot away from a home run. Let's take a look here. Where does this ball land? Oh, it wasn't quite as close as I thought. But even still. Big drive out into left center. And we have another base runner threatening here. I'm obviously much more pleased with our production. Hello, Connor.
Nope.
Yeah,
Ball, 1 strike.
it's been a long one. This is actually season number 7, I think. So if you're looking to get caught up, you have about 100 hours worth of MLB The Show content to watch.
Now batting, second baseman.
We did a rebrand, but we stayed in Oakland. We didn't let Jeff Fisher take us out to Vegas. Stayed in Oakland. Awesome. Thank you so much, Connor. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. But yeah, actually, probably after this season, pass ball. Okay, but doesn't go into the dugout. After this season, I might actually start a new rebuild because we're, like I said, we're in year 7. We've won 2 World Series so far. You know, done. This is episode 52 or 53, and each episode is about 2 hours long. So, you know, that's over 100 hours of A's franchise to watch. So it might be time. I think I'll do probably after this season, do one more stream where I like simulate maybe the next 2 or 3 seasons
First baseman, Ryan.
and kind of see how we end up for the future. And then after that, probably start a new franchise. I'm thinking maybe the Rockies. I don't want to do the White Sox because when MLB The Show 25 comes out, I want to do my franchise with them.
Batting, catcher,
But-
Tyler Soderstrom.
Oh God, Sodi with the bases loaded. I would not be super upset if we hit a grand slam here. That would tickle the pickle. We've already hit 1 home run off Cabrera so far. And that was in this inning. But we get a hot shot fair down the third base line. Unable to be fielded. And that's going to be a 2 RBI double
Now batting,
for Soderstrom.
Dylan Beaver.
Pouring it on the Yankees here in the third. I thought we were going to get shut out, and we've just been reading Edward Cabrera easily. I don't know what happened those first 2 innings, but
That's ball 2.
that one could have been another home run, but pulled foul. This one ends up being a ground ball. The inning is over, but that is a huge momentum swing. And this also gives our rookie pitcher a little bit of breathing room, right? He's given up 2 runs so far in only 2 innings. So we'll look to see what he can do here with a much more comfortable lead. But just really showing a lack of control more than anything.
1 strike.
Good Lord, that curveball could have been a disaster. But this is also why I do pulse pitching instead of pinpoint. You get a little bit more realism out of it.
Well,
But that's another strikeout. He definitely has some strikeout potential. I think that's his highest rated. Is it K per 9? No, it's actually home run per 9. And everything else is pretty much even across the board. But he, of course, excellent velocity and really good break on his pitches. So definitely should have a bright future ahead of him. But struggling a little bit. But it is also only his second start at the majors, and he's facing a Yankees team that's probably going to finish the season around 100 wins.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
So, very talented ball club. But we get back-to-back strikeouts. The kid's getting settled in. Let's see if he gets initiated to the MLB here with a Aaron Judge home run. We don't get any favors from the umpire there or there.
2 balls, no strikes.
First pitch, 100% a strike. Second one, 50-50.
Ball 3.
But, I mean, when you don't get rewarded for locating extremely well, it's really frustrating. I mean, that's 3 pitches that could have been strikes, but Aaron Judge ends up walking on 4 pitches.
Yeah.
And that one is going to get us out of the inning. Ryan Noda under it. Okay. So, a tough first inning, but then a scoreless second and third. So, could be Gillian just getting settled in, maybe a little bit of nerves. You know, we're fighting for our lives for a playoff spot,
The third baseman, Curtis Mead.
which is shocking after signing or after having Yordan Alvarez.
Hey. 1-1.
And, of course, winning a World Series last year.
Nope, that's off the plate. Ball 2.
Oh, buddy. Get out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard. Next stop, Pound Town. Curtis Mead, the Australian,
Now pitching for the New York Yankees.
gets us our second home run of the game and extends the lead to 5. Now we're going to see Bryce Elder, 29-year-old righty, having a decent season, 3.35 ERA and 120 strikeouts. But he's going to have to eat some innings. Having to relieve your starter at the top of the 4th with no outs is not what you're looking for. And we have a sinker, a slider, a 4-seamer, and a circle change to contend with. Not a ton of velocity, but sinkers can sometimes be difficult to barrel up. Not as easy to read. And that sinker has quite a bit of bite at the end there.
Ball 1.
So start off with 2 very good pitches in the zone. And then Vaughn pushes this one out into left. Not a particularly hard hit ball, but it is a single nonetheless. And we'll take all the base runners we can get.
Safe, he's in.
Jordan 1 for 2 with a double today. Ooh, that was tempting to go after. But I'm sure we'll get a mistake pitch. And if there's anyone who can capitalize on one of those, it is Yordan Alvarez.
Safe, he's good. Ball, that's just out.
Okay. Elder pitching very close to the zone.
Ball, that's good.
We get another ball.
Got him.
And he's out on that? It looked like he made it safe. Bjorn goes down and gets that sinker, hits a hard liner through the infield, and that's going to be a single. Not much for the OPS. I mean, that was a walk. That would have been ball 4.
Nope, that's a ball.
Oh, but that's going to be out number 3. Jordan Walker hits the ground ball to short. Inning over. So we do get the homer from Meade, but outside of that, not much. Cabrera, we had a really hard time reading those pitches in the first couple innings, but I think once we got a feel for those off-speed pitches, I mean, we just crushed them. There's really no other way to put it.
Ball 1.
Oh, Blue. What are we doing here, brother? I mean, I really don't know that you can put some of these pitches in a better spot, and we're just not getting rewarded for it. See if we can spin it to win it here.
2-2 the count.
Just not competitive enough. There we go. We finally get a call on a close one.
The first baseman, number 35, Anthony. Go.
Who the hell is this guy and how tall is he? 6'6", 204, tall, lanky Anthony Garcia. Oh my goodness.
Garcia.
Fun to see some of these user-generated players here. He's got the Matt Olson batting stance where he just kind of floats his hands out in front. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gillian. And now that we're actually getting calls on these close pitches, we are racking up a number of strikes and getting through these batters much quicker. I'm glad we didn't panic and pull him out, early on.
Leading off for Oakland,
We did not
the second baseman,
be like, I guess, the equivalent of being a
Yellow.
helicopter parent. First sign of danger, you run in and save your baby.
Nope, that's inside.
We gave him the space to make some mistakes, and he did, but
1 ball, 2 strikes.
since then has pitched very efficiently. Although Geloff had just got ate up at the plate right there.
Out.
Absolutely swindled, bamboozled.
The first baseman,
I mean, not really close on any of those pitches.
Ball.
Good to see Ryan Noda getting some at bats. He was a really instrumental player for us early on. Played a key role in some of our early success, but just didn't have the ceiling as some other players. And so
now batting. The
now he's just a reliable backup, but
Silvestre.
can't discredit how well he did play when we were at a point where we were lacking a lot of top-end talent. What a catch, though. Left fielder ranging over, snagging that one out of a fan's hand. So again, outside of one inning, we have not seen a lot of
Leading
success.
off for the Yankees, the left fielder, Clark Elliott.
call. That's upstairs.
We'll see if we can change that. Ooh,
ball,
big swing and
two
miss
strikes.
there. Can we get this one up to a hundo? 97. And Clark Elliott goes down looking.
Number 11.
Maybe frozen.
Stop. Anthony.
I mean, by today's standards, 97 is not like exceptional, but still, 97 miles an hour is still 97 miles an hour. And I love that the umpire finally started to call strikes on pitches like that. And that was a disgusting pitch sequence. You see a four-seamer up and in, then a curveball on the lower outside plate, and then a two-seamer running in at your knees. Brutal.
Nope. Hey.
All right, now the umpire's just now giving away strikes. I don't like that. Holy fan. Kyle Isbell pulled his sword out. Looking silly.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Little pop up here. Verdugo is able to get under it. And we get through the fifth. I know the game looks like it's really lopsided, but it really hasn't been. We just tore up Cabrera in 1 inning.
Leading off for the A's, the center fielder, Dylan Beavers.
Ball 1.
Damn. Umpire is just not making good calls today. Let's just call a spade a spade. We've seen balls for strikes, strikes for balls. More strikes for balls than anything.
3 balls, 1 strike. Ball 4. Take your base.
Beavers with a good eye there. Another close pitch. Could have easily been strike number 2.
Curtis Mead.
But Beavers got the glasses on.
Safe.
Last at bat, Mead hit a huge shot out into right.
Ball. That's inside.
Was just a solo shot, unfortunately, but still, we'll take all the runs we can get. And now we find ourselves behind on the count. But a liner up the middle takes care of that. We have 2 on with no outs. The lineup is going to turn over, and I think we have a really good chance at putting up double digits. Verdugo with a rare home run. Not a ton of power, but, you know, you pull one as a lefty hitter, pulling one out into right field. Not hard to get a home run there.
Ball. That's inside.
Okay. Fighting off a number of foul balls here. And that one shot down the first baseline. Unable to make a play.
Safe.
Beavers comes home. Mead gets to second.
The batter, number 4.
And Verdugo advances the runner and gets an RBI with that single. Vaughn goes after the first pitch. A fastball a little low and away. Fouled off. And then a sinker in the exact same spot. And he goes opposite field through the gap. And that's another run up on the board. 2 on and no outs. No, we can't get swing happy here. I know we're seeing the ball well. We're making decent contact, but we still need to wait for good pitches. Like that one. Oh, my God. Almost took off Bryce Elder's head. He was almost a dead man.
Your attention, please.
And I want to see it again. Pitch comes in. Alvarez just absolute. I believe the term I see nowadays is piss missile. And this one, what do we say? That's probably like 8 inches over the pitcher's head. Maybe a foot. We'll say a foot. That would be absolutely terrifying.
The count.
And okay, I mean, now we're just beating them up. Almost a double-digit lead. Could very well reach that. Walker hits one high into deep on right, but unfortunately, it is caught on the warning track. It will score the runner at third, however.
Now batting, second baseman, Zach Gallo.
And if we do get that double-digit lead, we will simulate our at-bats.
Ball 2. That's ball 3.
Okay. 3-0. I mean, I feel like if you're a pitching coach in this situation, you got to go tell your boys, like, just, you got to get outs. Just fill up the strike zone. Try not to give them anything right down the middle.
That's ball 4.
But, like, you're already down 9. Only 1 out.
Now batting,
You can't give up free walks.
Noda.
That was one thing that absolutely drove me crazy about the A's last year. Was that the god-awful year where we only won 50 games? I think it was last year. Our pitching was so historically bad. It was hard to watch, honestly. And a lot of it was just like incredibly uncompetitive pitches. Like 4-6 inches out of the zone. I mean, a number of wild pitches, pass balls. Noda goes down swinging. Huge slider. Going lefty-lefty here.
0-1.
And SodaStream really put this game out of reach for the Yankees. With that hard liner down the third base line. Here, a little bloop shot out into left. And we are up by 10. So we are going to quick manage the rest of the at-bats. We'll continue to pitch. But we don't need to watch batting practice. This might be batting practice for the Yankees. This one caught at the warning track, but off the bat, I was very worried. But outside of the first inning, we got the young rookie with only his second MLB start here in September. You know, came out of AAA. He's getting his first start. Well, his second start here in the MLB, but our first time actually seeing him play. And it was looking pretty bad at first. Gave up a number of hits, 2 runs in the first. But since then has been locked down. We've still seen a couple walks and hits here and there. But overall, it hasn't been that bad. And he's also gotten a number of strikeouts as he shuts down the Yankees there. And apparently Siri thought I was talking to her because she just gave me a bunch of pitching stats about Nolan Ryan. All right, so we put up another run. Gillian getting a little weary here. I mean, he did pitch 34 pitches in the first inning. So it's a super low leverage situation. We brought up Matsui back up from AAA. So let's get him warmed up and see if he can come in and pitch maybe the end of the 7th, but likely the 8th and the 9th, and just try and get him some easy innings, get him eased back into the MLB level.
Now batting, the first baseman, Anthony Garcia.
All in all, I feel really good about the rookie's performance. He was, a top 20 draft prospect for a reason. Although we have seen a number of misses well inside the strike zone that are worrying me. Like, those could easily be home runs. But then we also get ridiculous swings like that on the slider that give me hope again. So I don't know. Obviously, hope as he continues to develop his game, the control gets a little bit better. But I feel good about our decision to bring him up, and I'll be looking forward to see how his career progresses. And on pitch number 99, he gets, I don't know, maybe his 8th strikeout. I know he's had quite a few. And we will go to the bullpen. We'll put in it wasn't Matsui. I wanted a Roscoe. There we go. So we'll get a Roscoe in. Again, up by double digits. We will just sim through the at-bats. So Gillian's day is done. Orozco's in.
Ladies and gentlemen,
and we'll see if we can get him back on track. It's so curious that his rookie year was so good. And then in his sophomore year, maybe just like a sophomore slump. But he gives off a leadoff double to start. 111 off the bat. That is an absolute rocket.
Ball 1, no
I mean, that wasn't a ball, but all right, All right. So, what, 3 pitches and 1 run? 4 pitches and 1 run? It's not exactly how you want to start things off. Okay. Good, nice pop up there. And that is exactly why we wanted to bring him in this situation.
0-1's the count.
Really low leverage. If we give up some runs, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, we don't want to give up any runs, but
That's down.
If we do,
That's ball 2.
which we already have.
2-2 the count. Count 4.
Oh, I did not mean to select the curveball, but I guess we'll go with it.
Take your base. Ball
All right. So we give up
The center fielder, number 99.
2 hits and a walk
Aaron.
to start his first 3 batters. So maybe Orozco's going to get pulled. Or maybe he's going to get a double play out of Aaron Judge.
Ball 1.
Ooh.
1 ball.
Maybe he'll strike out Aaron Judge.
That's ball 2.
I mean, obviously, with a hitter of his caliber, you don't want to just give him one. But we actually get the strikeout. Okay, so
Up next,
the first 3 batters, he's
designated hitter,
the worst pitcher, but then he just turns it on
Gonzalez.
when he faces an elite batter. That's fine. I mean, it's not, but
Ball inside. Ball 2.
not ball 2.
2 balls. 1 strike.
Seen too many of those.
2 balls. 2 strikes.
Let's end this one. Okay, close. He's very early on it, so clearly looking for the fastball. We'll throw him a changeup. He actually does make contact. Bond's able to get there. The jump throw is not in time. So honestly, a great effort
Oswaldo Cabrera.
to even get there,
Ball. That's in.
but we really needed that out.
Aye.
We also needed a couple of those strikes that we threw to not be called balls. Just throwing that out there. Come on, baby. Holy. So, goes down looking. That was that could have been a huge inning that would have actually threatened the lead. But they do not capitalize. We score 1 more in the top of the 9th. And let's see if Orozco can put this one away. Hopefully without incident. I mean, a 29 pitch
Ball.
first inning is not how you want to start when you're trying to make, next year's starting lineup. I wish more people bid on this curveball.
Ball 2. 2-2 the count.
I feel like we're setting it up well.
Count.
We're just getting no swings on it. And now we have to challenge him with a fastball. I guess we could go change up here, like change up away. Let's see if that strikes his fancy.
Ball
It
4.
does not. Off the plate, another walk. His whip is going to be like 3 by the end of this game.
Ball. That's off the plate. I got a ball. 1 strike.
Yikes! Very early on the changeup. Okay.
3.
Okay. I mean,
Up next for the Yankees,
it wasn't a strike, but if Blue wants to give it, we'll take it.
Elliott.
And then we get Clark Elliott to pop up. DV is under it. That's out number 2. Come on, in this
Batter
game.
Number 11, shortstop, Anthony.
In this game, just throw strikes. Walker should have no issues getting to this. And there we go. A's win. It looked very dire after our first 6 at-bats in the first 2 innings. It looked like we were not going to be able to even touch the baseball, let alone drive in runs. But then in the third, the A's just realized that they actually are very talented at hitting the baseball. And they crush. 6 runs in the third, and then 5 in the sixth. It's pretty much out of it. The rookie Gillian goes 7 innings deep, allows 3 hits and 3 walks, 2 earned runs, but 10 strikeouts in 7 innings for the Rook. I mean, if you strike out 10 batters a game, you're going to have a really good season. All right, so there's our New York game. And then for our in-division game, we need to try and take a game from the Rangers. And I'm a little worried. We haven't been playing well. And outside of the Rockies and Seattle, like, we have 9 games versus interdivision opponents. And we have now fallen from first all the way to 4th in the division. We are now 2 games back from the wild card, whereas starting last month, we were leading in the lead for a wild card. So this sucks. We are going to have to play some of our best baseball, and let's see what we can do. All right, so game number 2 in the Yankee series is an 8-4 win. Okay. Did we find our stride? We did. Sweeping the New York Yankees. Was not expecting that. I was not expecting that at all. Maybe that big game that we played kind of got back on track, maybe. But this is huge. Going against Houston, interdivision. Game 1 is a win. That's now 5. Can I count? That's 5 in a row. Okay, we finally lose. Alejandro Luis is no longer injured and has come off the injured list. Minor leagues, we don't care. All right, so we don't win the series versus Houston. So it sucks to lose interdivision. We're still fourth in the division, 2.5 games back from first, and 1 game away from the wild card. So we made a little bit of strides. Against Colorado, we expect a sweep, right? They've won 60 games. We start off with a loss. Win the second. And, okay, so we can't win a series against Colorado, but we can sweep the Yankees. Sick. Versus the Angels, a win, and a win. Amazing. So a sweep. Oh, my God. So in this episode, we've gone from second all the way down to 4th, and now all the way up to 1st in the division. Astros and Rangers now a game and a half, or a half game back apiece in the standings. Obviously, winning the division, we don't have to worry about the wild card. But, oh my goodness. What a roller coaster. All right, Seattle sucks. They've only won 62 games. You got to think we're going to win these next few. We win game 1. And our starting third baseman, Douglas Vaughn, okay, it's just a bruised hand, only out for a few days, so we will keep him active. We win 2. All right, we lose. Hold up. What happened here? We lost 4-16. Why can I not click things? There we go. What the hell happened? Oh no, the rookie got destroyed. 3 innings, 10 hits, 8 earned runs. Oh, brother. Okay, we brought him up from AAA. We got to take him out of the rotation. I mean, obviously. Anthony Matsui's back in. I know that was only his probably 5th game. Yeah. his 5th start, and so he's only pitched 21 innings. So I know that that's going to really elevate things. But we can't have that happening in September. All right. So the Rangers series is huge. And who do we want to pitch with? Kyle Harrison has an 8-13 record. Let's see if we can improve that. We'll simulate game 1, and we lose 2-5. Oh my God, what a roller coaster ride! We've now gone from 1st to 3rd in the division, and for the wild card, we're now in it. Okay, so we still have a wild card, but we haven't clinched. At least I don't think so. Standings, no, we have not clinched. So this is huge. We're going to hop in, play our second game of the day. Kyle Harrison on the mound has an 8-13 record. That is abysmal. Statistically, he's not bad. I mean, he's not great, but he's not like bad. You know, a 4.39, it's not great, but it's not bad. About average, probably, for MLB standards. Let's see. Douglas Vaughn is still out. So I don't know that we can make the switch for Geloff. Sody's a little tired. Let's go ahead and sit Soderstrom for the game. We'll put in Austin Allen. Oh, I thought Walker could play second. He plays 1st and 3rd. Meade can play second, though. Meade can play second. So why don't we do this? We're going to make some flip-flops here. Meade will go to second. Walker will play 3rd. And then we will bring in... Let's bring in Mike Estrada. We brought him up for September call-ups. He has yet to have an at-bat in the majors, so let's take a look at him. Right? And Meade hitting 308. Holy hell, he is on fire. Looking really good. He's saying, hey, you bench me, I'll show you what's up. So we got Walker, Brownie, Estrada. I'm really worried about his defense. Hopefully we can do something. And the rest is fine. All right. So let's hop in for game number 2 of the episode. It's been an absolute roller coaster. We've gone from leading the division to 2 games out of the wild card. Now back at the top of the division. And then back down again. It's a little ridiculous. But playing here, our new A Stadium, doesn't have quite the feel of the Possums of the Coliseum. But it's a fun one. You can hit rockets. Start off this game with a fastball inside for a strike. Ooh, you eat up a little bit.
No, that's low.
See if we can put one low and away. Fouled off. Then we go back in the same spot with a changeup, and he's going to whiff. Right? No. He pulls what would have definitely been a home run. But we sit him down on the following fastball, 95. probably a little too close for comfort, if we're honest about it, in terms of zone location.
0-1's the count.
But we'll take it nonetheless. And the umpire likes us. He gives us a ball called for a strike. Put him away with the slurve. No. Cutter. Ooh, and that is hit very hard. Right back up the middle.
Batting third.
A single for Justin Foscue.
Seager.
Oh my goodness. Corey Seager, multi-time MVP, getting absolutely bamboozled by Kyle Harrison. Can't catch up to the fastball and then whiffs on the slurve. Love to see it. 2 out, 1 on. We have apparently a generous strike zone today.
He's going.
Estrada. Now Estrada has terrible reaction time and fielding. But if I remember right, has an absolute cannon for an arm.
0-1.
He also has really good speed. So even though his reaction time is poor, sometimes he can make up for it with speed. Luckily, we don't have to worry about that here. Beavers jogging over, makes the catch. And despite a couple hits, no damage done. It is still tied 0-0. And we are facing off against Christian Javier. I want to say when we played against him earlier this year, we did pretty well. But memories are also not infallible. So I very well could be misremembering. But you love to see a guy like Curtis Mead step up. It's kind of funny because a couple years ago, Zach Geloff gets injured, and it's a multi-month injury. So we put Mead in, and he lit it up. And then in the playoffs, he bat like over 400, I think.
1-0.
It was insane. So we said, okay, well, you earned your start for next year. And then he hit like 240. So would like to see a little bit more consistency out of Mead. But, you know, he's putting on another display here as to why he could come back next year and maybe be a starter. I don't think that happens.
No ball, 2 strikes.
But you never know. Contracts run out. Sometimes guys don't want to resign. Kyle Harrison, holy cow. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Nope.
Putting away these batters. Love to see it. Some weak contact there. We'll take that.
Out.
I think after this I will be streaming some Call of Duty. My wife is having some friends over for their fantasy draft. Which I think next time I play Madden, I need to talk about my draft because I think I have an absolute elite team. And I'm honestly going to be shocked if I don't win the league this year. But anyway, that's football. Let's focus on baseball. We're trying to knock around Christian Javier. I mean, we get a pitch to do it for sure, but a little late, don't recognize the fastball early enough, and it's foul.
0-2 is the count.
Follows it up with a very good slider, and we're very early.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
So good pitch mix there by Javier. We have to protect there. Maybe you take that and just kind of hope that umpire gives you a favor. I don't like that strategy, but I also don't like an easy fly out. So oh my God, don't give Seth Brown that pitch. A knuckle curve right down the middle. And Seth Brown does what he does best. Mashes a righty. Having a little bit of a down year. Only 21 home runs this year. But gives us the lead. And Mike Estrada, with his first MLB at-bat, singles into left. He was our only position player to come up for September call-ups. We just wanted a bench bat, and then maybe someone that we can use. Oh, is that one going to be caught? Dang, it is. Okay. We needed a bench bat, and then we also needed someone with some speed for maybe a pitch run or a pitch hit situation. And so he was the guy. Has bat over 300 in the minors the last 2 years, but we were hoping for the defensive skills to progress a little bit farther before we brought him up. But I think in the situations I just mentioned, being a pinch hit, being a pinch, pitch runner or a pitch hitter, he serves a purpose.
No, inside.
Dylan Beavers takes a fastball low and inside for ball number 2. And then goes down swinging on the fastball outside. I don't know what it is about the Christian Javier fastball, but it just seems to come out so much faster than like the 94, 95 that it says.
0-1.
Don't know why that is. Just something about his delivery. We really struggle to
Got him.
make good contact. And Kyle Harrison gets through the first 2 batters exceptionally quickly. I love his aggressive approach today. Just
0-1's the count.
basically just telling the batters, my stuff is better than your stuff. Filling up the strike zone. But not really missing too badly. Like we haven't seen too many just misses right down the middle or just completely uncompetitive pitches outside of the zone. And he goes for second. That might be some of the dumbest base running I've ever seen. I mean, Meade can't get to it, but then Beavers just picks it up, and it's a little toss to second. He's out by a mile. I mean, we'll take it. But there we turn on a fastball. That is an absolute rocket off the bat from Addison Barger. 108. Second baseman was in position. It was pretty much right at him. But with that sort of exit velo, I don't know how you can catch that. And if you do, you're probably going to have a broken hand. I don't know. Ooh, it is crazy that Javier can go from a 95-mile-an-hour fastball to a 78-mile-an-hour slurve that we crush. Verdugo with his second home run of the episode rips this one down the third baseline and out. That's a 2-run shot, and the A's now take a 3-run lead.
0-1. Ball, that's out.
That said, we cannot get too comfortable. The Rangers, obviously, really talented club, number of great hitters, and this is a very hitter-friendly ballpark.
The batter, number 44, designated hitter, Yordan Alvarez.
Ball 1. Ball 1, no strike.
And now the 2029 Home Run Derby champion, Yordan Alvarez at the plate. Hits this one very high, very deep, and it is gone out over center field. How far was that one? 425 feet. Back-to-back home runs. A solo shot for Alvarez. A's up 4-0.
Ball, that's in.
You guys know what you're supposed to do. Buy your tickets. Next stop, Pound Town. Unfortunately, Walker can't go back to back to back. Grounds out to the third baseman.
The first baseman, Seth Brown.
And Sethi, who gave us the lead with his solo shot. Just 1 inning ago. It's going to fly out to center. So, we have a couple bangs, but then go out with a whisper.
Leading off for Texas, the shortstop, Corey Seager.
We're at 36 pitches through 3 innings. We are absolutely cruising through this one. Let's hope that we can continue that trend. Swing and a miss.
The third baseman, number 6.
And I just
Josh Young.
don't understand. Like, holy crap. That is a terrible call, Blue. Like, Corey Seager has had in this series, I think, 4 MVPs. Is this a real player? It is. Wow. So in the game, Corey Seager has had 4 MVPs.
0-1's the count.
But every time we play him, he is just not a threat. At least like when we like manually play. I'm sure in simulated games
Now batting, the first baseman,
he crushes us.
Daniel Lowe.
0-1.
But in our manually controlled games,
No ball, 2 strikes.
I don't even think twice. Like, I'll throw him a strike down the middle all day. And this is the bad reaction time that I was worried about from Estrada. He has a good arm, though, but the relay time not... See, that's... He has the speed. He has the speed. But the ball is hit. He takes like a good quarter of a second to even move. And then once he does, he has to plant, get on the run, and he can't make the play. So the Rangers get a run across.
Ball, that's in.
Should have been out number 3, unfortunately. This one hit directly to him, so surely he can make the catch here. He does. But, you know, what are you going to do? All right, so Christian Javier comes out for the bottom of the 4th. Hit him around last inning. Let's see if we can replicate that level of success. I was waiting for the home run animation. We were extremely late on that. Like I said, there's just something about his delivery that we just can't pick up on, and we're usually very late on the fastballs. But we managed to work a full count here with Estrada. And the rookie's going to fly out to right. Not a bad swing. All over it, just a little late. Austin Allen, good rip at that knuckle curve. Another mistake pitch with that pitch. Another mistake pitch with that particular pitch.
Too high. Ball.
But unfortunately, Austin Allen cannot elevate it. But Dylan Beavers can! High and deep and gone off to left, our 3rd home run of the game. And that's going to give us a 5-run lead here in the 4th. I'm sorry, a 4-run lead and 5 runs total.
Counts 1-0.
They still have no one in the bullpen warming up. Which is a little surprising, but he does get out of it with Addison Barger. But Beavers showing some opposite field power. Just pushes this one off into left field. Of course, not too terribly difficult to hit home runs in this stadium.
The center fielder, number 28, Miguel Blake.
And I think the last time we played the Rangers, Bliss, really tore us up. I think he had like a 3-for-3 day or something like that. But he goes down swinging here, and I don't even think that was close. So funny to see a name like Cannon Smith and Njigba, because it just makes me think like maybe he's the brother of Jonathan Smith in Njigba, who is a tight end for Seattle Seahawks. Possible storyline there. But he grounds out.
Up next for the Rangers.
And that is another quick inning. Harrison being very efficient today. 55 pitches through 4 2/3. Really filling up the strike zone. Has allowed some hits, but only 1 run. And a great effort there by Barger. He has a cannon for an arm, but not that good.
Now batting, the second baseman.
So, like I said, has allowed some hits.
Bosque.
And that is a base hit there.
1-1.
But Harrison simply just saying, like, my stuff is better. Filling up the zone. Forcing the Rangers to put the ball in play. And they just have not been able to do it exceptionally well. We, however, have barreled a number of baseballs and hit them over that magical little wall where we get to walk around the bases at a leisurely pace, aka a home run. 3 on the day. And that, like, that one's an out, but Javier really needs to kind of, I think, stay away from the knuckle
Now
curve.
at the designated hitter, Yorda.
2 of our home runs, I think, have been off that knuckle curve. And he just keeps missing right down the middle. Jordan, I feel like, hit that one really well, but it's not quite enough power to go to dead center, which is like 440 feet, 430 feet. It's pretty deep out there. We're back up with Kyle Harrison.
No, that's down. Hey!
Spin it to win it. Corey Seager goes down on the slide piece. Wait, what is red? The slurve? Okay. Looking to see what we've been pitching here to Josh Young as he takes a fastball
That's a ball.
for strike 1.
I got 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Big swing and miss there. We'll follow it up with a hard fastball. It's going to be a ground ball to Seth.
He's out.
Out number 2. Looking real good. Could possibly go the full 9 at this rate.
Hey! I got
We get a
ball, 1
generous
strike.
call there, though. Didn't necessarily deserve that strike.
1 ball,
Of course,
2 strikes.
we'll take it. But I would rather balls be balls and strikes be strikes.
Ball.
That was almost a dot. Hey, Vieira, my friend, how are you today? Run, Estrada, run, you slow-ass turd. He just does not have the reaction time. We might actually sub in Lawrence Butler. He is much better defensively. I just really wanted to see the rookie hit the ball for the first time. Bit tired, just chilling. Yeah, I was pretty tired this morning too.
Now pitching for Texas,
I had a 3-day weekend and I stayed up
Jack Leiter.
really late this weekend since I knew I had a couple, an extra day off.
0-2.
And now going back to work where I have to wake up at 4:30 in the morning,
0-1.
it was a bit of a struggle. All right, that's another home run. I mean, the Rangers are just gifting us these pitches. Seth Brown hits a hard liner down the left field line. Well, out into left field, I guess I'll say. We'll take a double. I'll probably be streaming some Call of Duty after this, Vieira, as I know that's probably a little bit more interesting for you. That was very late, but not foul. Very interesting. I don't think I've ever had a swing that's been very late ever go for a hit. Now we're just kind of swinging away. Remain a little bit more focused.
The shortstop, Addison Barger.
Ball. Hey.
Do 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 do.
Hey.
Oh, that was a good pitch. That one was not. And it's gone. The Rangers have just not been able to keep their off-speed and breaking pitches out of the center of the plate. Let's see it. Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Curveball right down the middle.
now pitching for Texas,
Ball inside.
number 2, Jackson Joe.
You just can't do that. And what did I just say? A curveball right down the middle. Verdugo takes that one dead center, 425 feet. I don't understand this pitching approach. You got a road trip early in the morning? Where you, if you don't mind me asking, where are you headed off to?
Ball one.
Hopefully somewhere fun, or at least you're going there to have some fun.
That's ball 2. Three and 2.
Headed to Spain for some formation? What do you mean by a formation? I don't
Leading off the
understand.
Rangers, the catcher, Kevin Parada.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Do we think Kyle Harrison can go the distance here?
Ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You would think he would be able to. But he's already in the yellow or whatever. 78 stamina. Should be able to. 81 pitches through 7 1/3.
All ones the count.
Or I guess 6 1/3 as we're in the 7th inning. Oh, work related? Okay. Well, hopefully you don't have to work too hard. I hope the trip goes well. But I definitely understand the need for sleep. So. Rest up. But as always,
0 and 1.
really appreciate you stopping by here. Ooh, is Beavers going to get there? He does. All right, we're up by 9. No need to see more batting practice. We'll just simulate the bats of the inning, and we'll try and see if we can get the complete game
Yeah.
with Kyle Harrison. Do you guys in the States works in
Batter number 8,
rappel?
second baseman, Justin Foscue.
What do you mean by repel? That would be my question.
Ball one.
Like when you say repel, it makes me think of like rock climbing.
One ball.
But
Two strikes.
something tells me that's not what you're talking about.
Out.
Let's see, Kyle Harrison just absolutely dealing. Running out of energy, but still, they just have been able to barrel up anything he's thrown today. I mean, I guess a little. They do have 7 hits in a run, but... All right. So Kyle Harrison has a shot at the complete game. He's got 9-run lead to work with. And hopefully we'll make quick work of Francisco Alvarez. Takes the cutter inside. Doing work only using ropes.
Now batting, the first baseman, Nathaniel.
Yeah, I'm sure there are jobs like that. I'm trying to think of one. I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind off the top of my head. I'm sure it exists. Obviously, it would be a job where you're working at some sort of, elevated, in an elevated situation. Get there. The flip to Brown. And that's the game. We get a complete game outing from Kyle Harrison. Good to see. He just absolutely filled up the strike zone. Finished the game with just over 100 pitches. I think it was less than 110. So 9 innings, did allow 8 hits, but no walks and only 1 earned run and 11 strikeouts. Phenomenal stuff. But now I'm curious, Vieira. I'm going to Google this. Pardon me. Stream. Repel jobs near me. What do we got? So there's some wildland fire jobs. I'm assuming that would be like tree trimming kind of thing. Especially where I live because fires are a big concern. So sometimes you will see guys go out and like trimming trees and stuff. Oh, no, it's okay. I understand. So just looking at a job site, rock climbing, zip line, and excursion guide. Mental health therapist, that's got to be a mistake. Outdoor education program specialist. So yeah, there are some. Lead forestry technician. So a lot of like wildlife jobs for repelling. It looks like that I can find. Painting buildings, probably. I'm at least on the job boards. I just looked. I didn't see any of those, but I'm sure there are some in cities with. I mean, I live in a huge city, but we don't have a bunch of skyscrapers or old tall buildings or anything like that. But maybe like New York, Chicago, places like that, probably. All right. I'm going to focus in on here in the game real quick as we wrap up this episode. So let's see. We finished the series winning 2 out of 3 versus Texas. All right. So this has been crazy. We started off this episode third or fourth in the division. We go up to first place. We drop back down to third. Now we're back up at first. We have been both 2 games out of the wild card and completely out of it because we're winning the division. That's where we're at now, obviously. But this has been absurd. Let's go ahead and wrap up the 2029 regular season. We have a 4-game home series versus Seattle. We took 2 out of 3 against them last time. Got to go. All right. Thanks so much, Vera. Thanks for stopping by. Rest well and safe journeys tomorrow. And our AA team has won the Texas League South Division Championship Series and will be taking on the Wind Surge or the Drillers in the Texas League Championship Series. Okay, so the minor leagues having a good bit of success. Love to see that. Don't love to see losing to the 66-win Seattle Mariners. Don't like that at all. Game number 2, holy shit, we lose again. We're now tied for the Rangers in the division. The Rangers, okay, so they're facing off against the Giants, who are at least a little bit better than Seattle, but not much. We lose game 3, and game 4 we win. All right, congratulations. The Athletics have finished the season 85-77. All right, so last season we won 107 games and went on to win the World Series. Not nearly as successful this year, but we also did have a Cy Young Award winner, so that probably is the difference, like in 15 games right there. But we made the postseason as a wild card team, and we're going to be playing the Detroit Tigers for the first round. Now, we will not be doing that today in this stream, but very curious, especially knowing that playing a much lesser skilled Seattle Mariners team. No disrespect, but we're just stating the obvious here. But this is what I want to look at. So one of the trades that we made last year was trading away some pretty big names on our team. Yordan Alvarez, but before we look at that, we do have some league leaders. Yordan Alvarez led the league in home runs with 50. Also led the league in RBIs, led the league in batting average, number of hits, runs, and I can't even read it because he had so many things he led the league in. Surely he's number 1 for MVP. He was slumping for a while. He wins the Hank Aaron Award. And the Oakland A's have their first MVP since like the 70s. And it's Yordan Alvarez. He wins the Hank Aaron Award. He wins league MVP. He wins the batting title. He wins the Triple Crown. What an incredible season from Yordan. Holy cow. How does he only have 126 RBIs, though? That can't be right. Or I guess better yet, if he has 126, How does Tom Katomer and Shane... Oh, wait, because those are pitchers. Got it. Got it. It's just the stats are completely bugged out of their mind. Is that strikeouts? Oh my God, what a draft pick by the Rangers. It looks like they got him in 2024. And I don't know, maybe but he's only 24 years old, so that had to have been a draft. 277 strikeouts is absurd. He also pitched 237 innings. Also absurd. What a season. Holy shit. But Jordan, he's only 31, but he's regressing pretty heavily. But an MVP for the Oakland Athletics, slugged over 603. His OPS didn't break 1,000, but he hit 50 home runs. That's wild. Struck out a little bit more, but a 5.5 WAR as a DH is kind of disgusting. Wow, what a season. Any other awards as we wrap up the 29 season? I mean, Jordan just won every award that he possibly could win, and he was a Triple Crown winner. I'm not clicking through the right thing. Cy Young obviously goes to Tom Katomer. 277 strikeouts is absolutely disgusting. And behind Jordan, Alex Verdugo almost won the batting title. Someone tell me how we have two guys competing for the batting title and we only win 87 games. Pitching, that's why. Anthony Matsui is third for Rookie of the Year. Zach Geloff second for a Gold Glove at second base. He's won Silver Slugger multiple years, but has yet to win a Gold Glove. In right field, Jordan Walker and Dylan Beavers, who played center for us, both in the running for a Gold Glove. Jordan Walker wins a Silver Slugger in the outfield. And that is all. But wow. So the A's have their first MVP in probably 40 years, 30, 40 years. But I wanted to take a look at this Detroit lineup because we dealt some players to them, including Chris Paddock. We got him via trade from Minnesota, or maybe must have been free agency. He stunk, so we traded him away after a season. So he goes to Detroit and puts together some okay years. I don't think they're 12, 14, 16, $18 million years, but so be it. We also traded them Trent Grisham, who is now 32. Solid outfielder. Ooh, he had a bad year last year. Kind of average. Okay. They also got Tarek Skubal still pitching extremely well. Kind of crazy he's only an 84 overall but has A potential. And then they also got Luis Arias, our Cy Young Award winner, last year via free agency. Oh, wait, no, that's Julio Arias. Luis Arias is a third baseman. My mistake. Okay. I think I also saw Kyle Muller down there. Former A's pitcher. and looks like he was maybe a starter or at least a long reliever. Pitched 151 innings this year. So we're going to get to see some somewhat familiar faces, or at least guys that have played a couple seasons with us. What a season from Tarek Skubal. Trevor Stefan we traded this year. He ended up having a terrible year, so that ended up being a good trade. So yeah, there is a number of former A's players. Daniel Susick is one. It's not going to show here, but he was a player that we had included in a trade. So apparently we are just the farm system for Detroit. But we will face them in the wild card next stream/episode if you're watching this as a VOD. But that was an absolutely crazy episode. We were in first and second, third, or fourth multiple times throughout this episode. We do manage to get into the playoffs. We started off, I think, at worst, we were 2.5 games out of the wild card. And then we finish, I think second in the division. We finished tied for first. So, but that's going to be all for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you're new, I would appreciate if you would consider a subscription, but it's okay if not. I just hope you enjoy my content. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.